In spite of Make Your Mark being a rather mixed experience overall, I do believe there were a few moments where it was briefly superior to its prequel film. I'd like to talk about those moments. So, in Make Your Mark, the magic every pony worked so hard to restore has begun to glitch out. Zip is desperate to convey this to her ignorant friends. This leads to an excellent character moment when, perhaps controversially, Sunny refuses to listen to Zip about the problem. She's hyper-focused on the good, and hopeful that everything is just gonna be okay, because she worked hard to make it okay, and her immaculate hopeful shell is hard to crack. I love the scene where Sunny says, "I'm sorry, Zip, this is my fault," because she's not apologizing for letting the crystals glitch, she's not apologizing for her behavior or blind optimism. She's apologizing because Sunny believes her general lack of presence in Zip's life is the real problem. It's a bit selfish and egotistical, and shockingly realistic of this kind of social dynamic. Sunny's trying to take responsibility without really taking responsibility. A real character flaw, brought intentionally to light. And it gets addressed at the end of the special, after everything goes wrong, when Sunny apologizes for her single-mindedness and desperation to ignore any potential negativity. I love that, and I think it's important not just to determine whether a character interaction is enjoyable to watch, but whether it has precedent. Sunny's behavior absolutely does have precedent, and a lot of it. I also think Zip was done a lot more justice here, and given a lot more agency than in the prequel film. That's impressive, considering she already had quite a bit in the film, but she also doesn't do too much in the later half of that story, when the gang head for Bridalwood. But in Make Your Mark, her spunky, headstrong passion and remarkable reasonability both lend to her relatability, and she's the driving force of the narrative, the real star of the show. Her situation, trapped between a mother who expects unthinkable responsibility of her, while she's also trying to figure out her life, and, digging to the bottom of an existentially concerning extrinsic mystery regarding magic, ties into the overall themes of her development here. Figuring things out. Who is Zip? What is magic? What is Zip meant to do? She wants to figure things out. It's compelling, well-paced, and thoughtful. And those are about the only elements of Make Your Mark I consider to be outstanding, but they're still pretty big deals in my book, and they show a decent understanding of character writing and development. But, as an aside, I think Izzy is fine in this film. She gets some incredible lines reminiscent of her goofy personality in the prequel, she makes a thoughtful gift for her best friend, and she's in general the bright spot of everything. She may not get as much to do as the other characters, but she feels like herself to me, even after recently having watched the prequel film. Yeah, there are bad things about Make Your Mark. The acting does a disservice to the writing, Hitch's character is unrecognizable, and there are animation errors and stiffness everywhere. But it does some things really well, and I wanted to draw attention to those particular positives.